I have with me Mr. Ranjit Sahani, the Managing Director of Novartis India, the company which has been in the thick of the news. Mr. Sahani, welcome to VG Now. First question, a day after, what is your thought on the Supreme Court verdict? Don't you think it's a gross distortion to paint the ruling as an innovation killer?
Well, first of all, clearly we're disappointed because Glivec is one of the breakthrough drugs. It has actually changed the way cancer research will be forever done in the future. When a patient had blood cancer of chronic myeloid leukemia, it was literally a death sentence, and 3 to 6 months the patient was no more. But today with Glivec, we have patients who've been living for the last 16 years a normal life. It becomes a chronic, manageable illness. So it was truly a breakthrough drug, and therefore we are disappointed. It did not qualify for a patent, even though in every single country, over 40 countries, wherever applied, it has got a patent.
But would you say it is an innovation killer in that respect?
To use a strong word as innovation killer, I will not say that, but I would say that in any environment which does not encourage intellectual property, an environment where if a patent is granted, it has been revoked, as we know in the case of Pfizer. A patent is granted in case of Nexava, you have compulsory license. A patent is granted in case of MSD, Januvia, where recently a local company has got a license to make it from a state FDA. So the whole environment, the ecosystem, is not positive for intellectual property. And IP is the core of innovation. If you did not have innovation, there'd be no new drugs. And to that extent, it certainly is a dampener, innovation dampener.
But Mr. Sahani, some would say that the patent regime would lose its social relevance if it is out of bounds for majority of the patients. How do you view that?
So, India is a developing country. It has got two markets, but one country. So at one end, you have people who can afford world-class healthcare. You have the best hospitals in the world, the world-class surgeries are being done there. But on the other hand, you have patients who have only an income of $1 a day. So we need to find a route of cross-subsidy to make sure that both the markets are served. The solution to this is not to destroy patents. The solution is not to look at price as a single point item which is creating an access issue. Well, access has many components: availability, quality of healthcare, reach, and price is only one component. So the whole focus on price really takes away the discussion from what innovation and patenting is all about.
But when the Supreme Court says that Glivec as a drug is a very minor innovation to qualify for a patent protection, how do you react to that?
Well, I think in a short interview like this, we can't get into the details. But basically, Glivec is a beta crystalline form of imatinib. And this really is a breakthrough drug because the base molecule imatinib is just a chemical. It's inert, it has no life, it has no value as drug. But in the beta crystalline form, it springs to life, it gives you a medicine which is one of the most innovative in the world. And as I said earlier on, a breakthrough way of how research will be forever done in the future in cancer. So Novartis, we strongly believed it deserved a patent.
In a way, do you think this verdict will lead to a sort of a rethink as far as MNC pharma companies is concerned? Does it make any fundamental change to the way pharmaceutical companies get to the revenue aspect going forward?
Well, it's not just this verdict. As I mentioned, there are a couple of other situations, and none of these are encouraging innovation. In any case, we still don't have data protection in India. There are issues around clinical trials, as you know. So none of this is creating the right kind of environment to encourage long-term investments for global companies. Clearly, patented products will be launched with due care because we need to ensure intellectual property is respected. To provide access, we can have donation programs, we can have tiered pricing, we can have public-private partnership. We can have governments buying product and selling it at a low cost to poor people. But to say that not to have patent, I think this will make sure that for your children and our children and children's children, we don't have drugs for the future.
For Novartis, what are the options now? Are you looking at a review petition?
No.